And the idea of being a stable boyfriend to someone who's grown up in a household where there was lots of substance abuse and lots of avoiding feelings and authentic communication can seem very overwhelming, and they just want to escape. Because we love the familiar. We feel at home with the familiar, and if the familiar was toxic, we then feel more comfortable with toxic things. The healing pattern out of this like malaise of just getting fucked over by yourself again and again is through patience, love, acceptance, and no longer fearing the truth. And surrounding yourself by people who can withstand the truth, who won't shame you, who are fairly well settled in themselves. And so it's a job that I take, obviously, very seriously and with a great deal of, privilege and honor. And there's so much intrinsic reward in it. And I always feel like I'm doing my life's work. It's very, very satisfying. However, the cost in my personal relationships is I can often see through so many things that if you were dating a non-shrink, it would just fly under the radar, right? Nobody would pick up on it. I am on these things. And the first whiff, emotional manipulation, sexual coercion, or just insensitivity, like non-empathic fuckery. I'm just like, okay, let's just have a physical relationship. I don't want to trust you with my heart if you're going to be a little immature bitch about it. So being able to weigh both of those roles, like seeing my need for my humanity to be acknowledged and cared for outside of the reins of manipulation, when I'm constantly treating highly manipulative men. Like, it's my job to try and get them to alter their crazy ways. And I don't try and do it with my personal relationships, but I am pretty intellectual. So one of the things that turns me on emotionally and sexually is feeling safe with you talking about complex subjects. It can be outside of yourself. It can be things that, you've experienced, but it's a very fine line between like trauma dumping and actually having a productive discussion about something. So I am a tough partner to be with. I recognize that. And probably the people that would understand me the most would be, people who've done a lot of human studies. We are constantly learning and growing. And I hope that this talk has been, sexually empowering to some people, knowing that it's possible. And guys, if you are with a woman who has been sexually brutalized in some way, there are so many wonderful resources to help support you learn how to understand and relate and engage with her in a super loving, unconditional, joyous way, one of which is a guide for partners when your partner was sexually abused. The full title is When Your Partner Was Sexually Abused as a Child. However, some of the skills and tools and protocols can be applied for, date rape or when they're raped by, say, a coworker or another trusted person later in life. It's a very good resource. And I think, men, if you want to actually have long-term sexually fulfilling relationships with women, you must learn about this. You must be willing to fully embrace the effort to learn about your partner's life experiences, the good and the bad. If you can't handle the bad, well, I think that might be an invitation for you to learn how to handle the bad, because bad things happen to good women constantly, incessant. So I'll just read an excerpt from this partner guidebook because I think it's really great. One man said, "I'm glad she's talking about it, and I'm glad I understand her behavior a little better, but where does that leave me now? I don't have a degree in psychology, and I'm afraid something I do or say could make things worse for her. And what if I touch her or do something in bed that really upsets her?" So the response to that in the manual is, you might feel inadequate coping with some of the changes in your partner when she is on the road to recovery. Remind yourself that you are not the cause of these changes, and you shouldn't take it personally when she is angry or doesn't want to be touched. And then another guy said, "Why am I in so much pain? She looks like the same person, and I'm still in love with her, but she seems so different. It's like living with a stranger, and I really miss the old person. I know she's getting better, but where does that leave me? And then the manual empathizes. You might feel grief as you see your partner change. Remind yourself that she isn't the same person. She is. She freaking is. Experiencing personal changes can be as exciting and stressful for you as it is for her. You have to trust and be patient with her healing process. Here's what you can do to help. Believe your partner and resist the temptation to minimize the abuse. Yes. Listen to your partner. If the abuser was a close relationship, she may have positive feelings for them as well as angry feelings. This is also known as ambivalence. She needs to be able to form her own opinions without your attempts to influence them. Support your partner's plans to deal with the abuse, but don't try to control what she does. Your partner has to decide such things as whether to go into counseling, a support group, and whether to take some kind of action against the abuser. Your task is to support these important decisions, whatever they might be. If you try to interfere, she'll feel that once again, someone's trying to control her life. If her family tries to influence what she does, you can help by supporting her decisions. Maintain a separate identity. You'll help your partner if you focus on your own needs as well as hers. In any healthy relationship, both partners make sure that their own needs are met. Whether one or both partners experienced sexual abuse, this basic principle still applies. Be a trusted friend. This means being there for your partner when she wants to talk, providing company when she wants it, respecting privacy when she wants it, being patient. Don't be an idiot. Just don't be an idiot. If she wants to talk about the abuse or retell the story of her abuse to you, suck it up, buttercup. I know it sucks. It might be depressing. So talk to your trusted friends about it. If you don't have any trusted male friends, try and make some. Join a support group of your own, similar to Al-Anon or like some kind of place where you can talk about it's exhausting supporting my loved one heal from abuse. See a shrink about it. Yeah, there's so many choices, but like let her talk about it. And then the last suggestion is cooperate with your partner's requests around sexual activity. So when I was first dealing with like the full brunt of what I experienced when I was younger, being sexually abused, I did not want any touch. And I was like, I'm so sorry, which is very unusual for me because in my intimate relationships, I'm pretty reliably sexual. Then I'm like, this isn't going to last forever, but I just don't want to have sex with you for a bit while I work through this. And my partner at the time, he was amazing with it. He's like, yeah, of course, I understand. If she makes this request, it's probably because sexual activity is triggering painful memories of sexual abuse. Temporary abstinence may seem difficult, but you can treat it as an opportunity to express your loving feelings with affectionate touching and non-sexual intimacy. Non-sexual intimacy is incredibly intimacy enhancing. So think of it as you're, making deposits into this really wonderful GIC or bond account. And 6 months later, once she's kind of come to more of a healing stage of not associating any male touch, if she was raped by a male, which typically women are, with you, because you happen to be born a male, is going to pay dividends tenfold, right? Like the safety in that safe male presence is incredibly arousing, and it will contribute to many happy, fun, sexy orgasms in the future. Do what you need to do without betraying her trust. So masturbate a lot, have fun, but as long as she's aware of what you're doing and if she's okay with it, great. If you are struggling with this, and this urge to betray her trust, like my guy is in therapy with me, connect with a therapist that can help you get to the bottom of why you are struggling to be with yourself at the same time as being present and respecting the needs of your partner. Again, knowing that none of this is permanent. Everything is temporary. Everyone is temporary in their dispositions and their developmental stages and what they're confronting at any given moment. So have a wonderful day. Enjoy, and thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye now.